I'm Chris Morgan. I'm a certified massage therapist, I'm a personal trainer, and I'm also an advanced body worker. I'm an instructor here at Healing Hands School. I was actually a student once upon a time, some many years ago in 2015, where I completed the Holistic Healthcare Practitioner Program, which is more of the advanced education for massage therapy, more advanced modalities and techniques included within that. So as a sports massage teacher, I wanted to try to give you some information with regards to how sports massage applies and can assist you in achieving your athletic goals. So with sports massage, there are three phases in particular that we typically focus in. The first one would be pre-event treatments. So this would be before the marathon or before a Spartan race or the mud runner or whatever the sport that you're going to be playing. And when we're doing sports massage in this particular case, we're going to be doing short sessions. So typically no more than 10, maybe 15 minutes. The goals of a warm-up session are, the first thing would be to literally warm the body tissues. When we heat up the body tissues, they become more stretchy, they become more slippery, and they're more ideal for strong contractions and strong movements. The second thing that we do is we're going to make sure that the muscles are loosened up. We usually use cross fibering to create a little bit of movement within the tendons and ligaments as they hit the bony stations that they connect to. And the last thing that we work on is tuning the nervous system to be ready to get off the table. And so with this, what we do is we actually use intense techniques, again, typically cross fibering. And what that does is it puts intensity on the body. And when we go like, oh man, that's really intense, that's pretty almost painful, not quite, but what that does is it regulates our nervous system into fight or flight. And when we get off the table, being in fight or flight nervous system state actually helps us to perform better. So those are the three things that we'll typically focus on the warm-up session or the pre-event sports massage. So the second thing that we can do with sports massage would be to treat somebody who's just finished with their event, being at the finish line of a marathon, the mudder or the Spartan race or the end of a game, whatever you're playing. And in this one, again, short sessions, 10 to 15 minutes. Our goals this time are going to be a little bit different than in our warm-up. So the first thing that we're typically going to do is focus on down-regulating the nervous system. We've come out of fight or flight. We want to get back into a rest and digest nervous system state where our body actually focuses on healing itself. So that would be one of the things that we're doing by using a little bit more gentle techniques that relax the body. The next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we're lengthening muscles, because when a muscle is contracted repeatedly, typically what will happen at the end of that game or the end of its usage is it wants to stay in a slightly shortened and contracted state. So we want to trait a little bit more length. So we'll typically do a little bit of post-event stretching to help the muscle return to its full neutral length. And then the last thing that we want to do is we just want to assist there being good circulation in the most worn or the most heavily exercised areas of the body. So classically like effleurage, petrissage, or even again cross fibering can be really good options to increase local circulation and make sure that there's no overly bound tissues near their bony connections. So the third aspect of sports massage would be for if we're not at an event, because a lot of times we'll do sports massage and may ask a client, oh, what's the event? And they'll go, what event is, what do you mean? And so sometimes we're looking for sports massage and there isn't a game that we're going to be at. And so in these particular cases, we're going to be doing more of a maintenance session. And so during these ones, what we're actually trying to do is understand how the body is being used, so that way we can go in using cross fibering and deep tissue techniques and create a balance within the body. A really easy one to understand is like in swinging sports like tennis, baseball, golf, we have always this one-sided swing that comes across the body. And when one side of the body is creating movement all the time, it tends to get stronger and it can distort the natural posture of the body. So in a maintenance session, we're going to be looking for these aspects, looking for the areas that might be a little too tight, that might be distorting the natural posture of the body and opening those back up. We're not necessarily going to be doing the same nervous system stuff because there's no event to go to, but in the long run, doing maintenance is really important to making sure that the body isn't in an imbalanced state where a joint gets overly worn out, or the body gets injured more easily. I invite you to come check us out online at hhs.edu. That's where you can find Healing Hands School online, learn a little bit more about our programs, come in and see maybe a demo of the class, and get more information about how you can become proficient in these techniques, both for yourself and potentially for other people.